I came across something very valuable that Jeff McNeely once said. Every time we lose a species, we break a life chain, which evolved over some 3.5 billion years. All these species are integral in creating that balance. And once we understand this, then we understand the significance of biological diversity. Hi, I'm Theodore Henry, and welcome to Jamaica Magazine. It's International Day for Biological Diversity, and we'll be sharing with you why this day is so important. Plus, we're still engaging and including some of our little ones for Child Month. So stay with us as I take you through the pages of Jamaica Magazine.
Did you know that in a recent survey done by the OCA in schools across Jamaica, 43% of the students received inappropriate messages from strangers? The OCA wants you to be smart online. Never speak to persons you don't know. Parents, encourage your children to be social but be smart.
This message was brought to you by the Office of the Children's Advocate with support from UNICEF.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, May 22. Government has allocated an additional $125 million to truck water and distribute water tanks in parishes severely affected by drought conditions. The parishes are Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Mary, Portland, St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, and St. Thomas. Last week, the state gave the National Water Commission $100 million to truck water to the most affected areas.
And I've asked the Minister without portfolio to coordinate with the MPs in these parishes to determine how they will put together their schedule, the critical areas that should get, coordinate with the NWC to make sure that those areas are served. There is an existing budget in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation in the water unit for approximately $110 million. That budget we will use for the rest of the island.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness was speaking during Tuesday's sitting of the House of Representatives. He also updated the House on the $795 million in rural water projects being undertaken in the 2019-2020 fiscal year. He said the Rural Water Supply Limited RWSL would be carrying out 20 water projects in the financial year, 9 of which are to be completed during the period. Several water catchment tanks and rainwater harvesting systems will also be completed by September. And the Prime Minister said the RWSL was finalizing designs for several rural water projects. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, meanwhile, is expressing confidence that the recently launched Jamaica Trade Information Portal will improve the island's ease of doing business. Mr. Holness says the portal, along with the expansion of Jamaica's port and other initiatives, should concretize the country's position as a global logistics hub.
Export and import companies can now enjoy greater transparency and predictability of trade procedures, higher compliance levels, and a reduction in the cost of doing business. The trade facilitation value of the Jamaica Trade Information Portal, when considered in the broader framework of the national foreign trade policy, is poised to have a powerful impact on global value chain participation as we strengthen our integration into the digital global economy.
Prime Minister Holness was speaking Monday at the 18th Caribbean Shipping Executives Conference, held over 2 days at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel. The Jamaica Trade Information Portal is a one-stop shop for businesses to access data related to import-export regulations, requirements, and processes. Information on the portal includes standards, tariffs, fees, levies, and applicable penalties. The database also has various authorizations, inspections, and verifications, trade agreements, and business opportunities. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck says 2 more mobile justice units are to be bought by the end of the financial year. Minister Chuck was giving his contribution to the sectoral debate in Parliament Tuesday. He said the mobile units would allow more underserved and high-risk communities to better access justice services.
Mr. Speaker, we will have 3 mobile units. And so communities, church group, schools can always call the Ministry of Justice, and one of these mobile units will visit, spend a few hours, and give advice to the residents or anyone who would like information as to how they access a lawyer, how they access the courts, how they deal with legal matters. Because this is needed, Mr. Speaker, across every valley and mountain top in Jamaica.
The current Mobile Justice Unit, which was funded by the Canadian government, has served over 3,000 residents across 100 communities. In other news, the Ministry of Education will be including Titchfield and Port Antonio High School in its transportation program. That's one of the interventions being implemented by the ministry after Monday's motor vehicle crash in Portland, which resulted in the death of 1 student and the injuring of scores more. The Education Ministry will be helping to cover the medical expenses of the students hurt in the crash. A trauma team has also been conducting grief counseling with the Titchfield High School community, which lost 13-year-old Pranjal Jaspi in Monday's motor vehicle crash. Sport Minister Olivia Grange is again calling for more private sector support for the island's female football team.
We've always been committed to women's football in Jamaica, and we were there for the Reggae Girls, and we'll continue to be there. We have committed funds through the Sports Development Foundation, and I've gone out there and I've said to private sector, come on board, join with us, be partners with us. I mean, we don't mind if you come on the bandwagon right now. Because trust me, we're in it to win it.
Minister Grange made the call following the Reggae Girls' 3-1 win over Panama in their final home game on Sunday. The Reggae Girls will make their debut appearance in the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup in France on June 9. They go up against Brazil at 8:30 a.m. Jamaica time. And finally, persons who waste or use excessive amounts of National Water Commission supplied water in drought-affected areas may be prosecuted. The prohibition order, which was published on Monday, takes effect this Friday, May 24. The Commission says due to ongoing drought, the water it provides must only be used for drinking, cooking, washing, bathing, sanitation, and other essential uses. Persons may be fined and imprisoned for, among other things, watering gardens, lawns, grounds, and farms, refilling tanks, ponds, swimming pools for use other than normal domestic services, washing vehicles with a hose, washing roadways, pavements, paths, and garages, or any purpose that may require an excessive amount of water. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Jamaica, let's work to make our roads, schools, and communities safer for our children. Join the national effort to protect our children this Labor Day, May 23. Lend a hand in your community by brightening pedestrian walks and sidewalk boundaries and sprucing up learning spaces for our children. Register your projects today at jis.gov.jm or email laborday@mcges.gov.jm. Call 876-978-7654 for details. Let's work together for child safety. It's you, it's me, it's all of we.
Having a disability should not mean being dissuaded from going after your goals or dreams or simply communicating with others. I'm sure you would have seen that in some of our Child Month features. Today, we're opening up all the communication lines, helping those who can hear to better communicate with those who are deaf. Here's how you can talk with our children who are deaf.
are some things we may say.
No. Thank you. Goodbye. Excuse me.
Yes. Please. Hello. I'm sorry.
Wanna play? What's up? Stop. What's a Wi-Fi password?
Come. Wait. Where's the bathroom? What's your name?
Drink. Water. What's the name of your school? Where's the town?
Taxi, bus park, shop.
How to get a deaf person's attention. Don't shout at me. Don't throw anything at me. That's dangerous. You can walk beside me and touch me on my shoulder lightly, or you can wave at me. If I'm in a room, you can flicker the lights.
Maintain eye contact. Ensure you're looking directly at the person you're speaking with. Try not to let your eyes wander. Also, it's best to communicate in a room that has good lighting. If it's too dark, communication will be difficult.
Please, make sure you don't have anything in your hands when you're talking to me.
If you cannot sign, you can write, draw, show a picture, or text.
Another way you can communicate with me is by using gestures. You can use your body and your hands to speak. For example, if you don't know the sign for bus, you could use this sign. If you don't know the sign for stop, you could use this gesture.
Mommy,
Yes, Zoe?
can we read this book? It will only take 10 minutes.
Sure, sit down. Every spring, Madame Angel Wing arranges a
Do you have 10 minutes? Read with your child today. Reading with your children for just 10 minutes each day helps develop their language and listening skills, stimulates their imagination, and expands their understanding of the world. So, start reading with your child today.
It's the time of year when all of us, young and old, converge as caring citizens to improve the state of our communities. Guided this year by the theme, Child Safety, it's you, it's me, it's all of we, everyone is encouraged to join in making the environment safer for children. In that light, we'll now hear about the work to be done at the 4 national projects on Labor Day.
You, me, all of we, labor together for child safety, say la la la, everybody say la la la.
Over the years, Jamaicans have united to make Labor Day a time of voluntary work to improve infrastructure and the conditions under which people live, work, learn, worship, and play. Each year, different themes guide activities. This May 23, special attention will be placed on protecting children in the traffic environment under the theme Child Safety. It's you, it's me, it's all of we.
Yeah, when you're on the go, watch them on the road.
Some of the stakeholders that we are working with on the National Labor Day projects this year are UNICEF, the JN Foundation, and the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, as well as a lot of private sector partners. We are going to try and provide as much of the materials as are required in terms of paints and all of that, because those are some of the donations that we normally get from the private sector. We will also provide meals and other types of refreshments for those persons who come out to work on Labor Day.
In the spirit of goodwill, persons are encouraged to support one of the Labor Day projects in their communities or at the parish level. Helming them all will be 4 national projects. Ahead of the work, we took a cross-country trip to these sites, first stopping at Holland Primary School in St. Elizabeth to see and hear from some of the stakeholders.
Work that is going to be done at this facility on Labor Day are that we are going to be putting in sidewalks, rumble strips, pedestrian crossing, signage, and a safe refuge for the children behind the bamboo. The other things that we would like to assist the school with is some painting of the building and also rehabilitating the driveway.
So the students will come on Monday after they have, of course, helped us on Thursday. So the stately entrance of the school will be enhanced. The safety of the children will be enhanced also, because what will happen is that the buses or whatever transportation that takes the children would have a safer way of dropping off, and in the evenings of picking up the children. Because if the children who have to use the pedestrian crossing will enhance their safety.
We also trekked over to Barrett Town in St. James, where 2 schools are jointly selected for another national project, the Barrett Town All-Age and John Rollins Success Primary Schools.
JSIP has a Safe Passage project, so when we came into the community, we recognized that the route to school is basically unsafe. So specifically on Labor Day, we will be installing the signage on the road. So we'll be installing children at play signs, pedestrian crossing signs.
There'll be sidewalks, pedestrian crossing, which I'm quite sure the students and the parents and everyone at large will be happy to have. That will enhance our student safety and everyone who uses the road.
On the day, we will need laborers, construction workers from the community in order to build the capacity.
Principal of the John Rollins Success Primary School, Yvonne Miller Wisdom, says parents, staff and students are geared up to play their part on the day as the community is grateful for the improvements.
Our most immediate needs at this time is in terms of security. Just last year, November, we had a mishap on the road where we lost students and parents. And for JSIF and the government to come in at this time to put in all the signages, the traffic signals, pedestrian crossing, and the guardrails, I am most impressed with this gesture. With the guardrails, I am sure that the students will be able to move to and from school in a safe area. Because some of the times we have the students, while on their way to the bus stop, they are running into the roads. And so with these guardrails, it will keep them intact, and they will travel along a route that will lead them directly to the bus stop. In terms of the traffic lights that signal to walk, it will be of help to the students.
The Rose Hall Development Limited will also lend a hand in doing some work to fortify the school's perimeter fence.
There have been many breaches in there. People have access to the school, and with that fence being repaired or replaced in some area, it will be of help in terms of security as well and the safety of our students.
This Labor Day, all Jamaicans say,
Having said farewell to Barrett-town, we were enlightened about the work at the other two National Labor Day projects. Work at the Fair Prospect Primary School in Portland will include renovation of pedestrian crossings, installation of pedestrian murals and appropriate signage, as well as the paving of sidewalks. Similar work is planned for Papine High School in St. Andrew, which will also benefit from repairs to the local road, heightening of a block wall, and construction of a chain-link fence at the institution. Remember, our children's safety is everybody's business, so let us all get together, give our time or financial support towards the various Labor Day projects.
You, me, and we, labor together for child safety. Say la la la, everybody say la la la.
Did you know that the EU has been doing a lot of work in Jamaica? The EU provided some 23 billion Jamaican dollars to help people living in sugar-dependent areas. This means new houses for sugar estate workers, rehabilitated roads, improved schools, health centers, vocational training, business grants, and a wide range of action to improve the lives of people in sugar-dependent areas.
Life sweeter for true with the EU.
Each year, several projects are carried to observe Labor Day. Some see it as a tradition, but for those benefiting, it's a welcome deed. A confirmation you will hear from the Cumberland Road Health Center in Spanish Town.
This is the scene across the island each year on May 23, Labor Day. Scores of volunteers and government representatives come out to support national, parish, and community projects. It's a day of giving back to schools, police stations, health centers, and many others.
This is a perfect example of what Labor Day means.
The day allows the government and the community members to pool resources, especially manpower, to get critical work done in a short period of time. And the impact of the work on institutions benefiting is tremendous. One example is the Cumberland Road Health Center in Spanish Town, one of the national projects for Labor Day 2018. The facility was in dire need of a larger waiting area for patients, improved storage area to file records, and a general facelift.
It's an old building, so it was dilapidated. So even though we are still short on space, the comfort will be much improved.
So a large group of volunteers got to work almost 1 year ago today. As the country prepares to labor on a new batch of national projects, we revisited the Cumberland Road Health Center. The facility now boasts a new waiting area, much to the comfort of the many patients who visit the facility.
They were really grateful, especially the mothers with the young baby, so they can sit, feed the baby, sit and wait in a covered area if it's raining or so, and everybody doesn't have to be bundled in one place and can't find seats, so you have to be telling people to shift down. Now everybody can be comfortable seated.
And that's not all. This area was also completed and now stores patients' records.
It helps a lot because inside there now, more cabinets can hold inside, so we have more files instead of everything packed inside here. We usually have the files, the cabinet on the veranda, so when rain fall, the records usually get wet.
And thanks to the kind donation of this large water tank by the Urban Development Corporation, the health center is now able to operate during water lock-offs.
We got a brand new 750, I think, gallon water tank, and that was installed. Now, water for health is always important. It is vital. You have to wash hands after each patient, and every patient that comes needs to use bathroom facilities. So that also impacts on your water. So if a day comes and you don't have water, you don't have to tell the people, well, listen, we have to scale down, we can't do some of your services, so you can do it now because water is available. We now have 2 tanks that supplies water if we are out anytime at all.
The Cumberland Road Health Center also benefited from the construction of a ramp, making it easier for persons with physical disability to access the building.
Well, the ramp building help the patient much because when the wheelchair patient come, we have it to push them in. You understand? So the ramp was a great improvement towards the structure.
This is just one of the many positive stories that highlight the benefits of Labor Day projects. So the next time you volunteer to help, just think of the many lives you are touching as you contribute to nation building.
I think Labor Day project is a good thing, and the reasons is wherever they go to do the project, it helps much because sometimes, you know, they paint the place, as you see they build our place around there, and it was very appreciated. So the Labor Day project is a good thing.
Labor Day project, anywhere in health, always helps.
So make that commitment to go out on May 23 and make a difference in your community.
Today we celebrate International Day for Biological Diversity under the theme, Our Biodiversity, Our Food, Our Health. It means that we're placing special focus on using biodiversity to transform our food systems and, of course, improving our overall well-being. But here's how you can help to effect this change. 7 points. Number 1, join in the conversations and take action. Number 2, reduce your meat consumption. Number 3, eat and purchase seasonal foods. Number 4, reduce the amount of food you waste. Number 5, buy locally produced goods. Number 6, package your foods in reusable bags and containers. And of course, number 7, avoid single-use plastics, such as plastic straws or plastic bottles. Gaylord Nelson said it fittingly. The wealth of the nation is its air, water, soil, forests, minerals, rivers, scenic beauty, wildlife habitats, and biodiversity. That's where all the economic activities and jobs come from. These biological systems are the sustaining wealth of the world. Let's all work to preserve these biological systems and make our nation the place of choice to live. And this is where we leave you for today. If you missed anything, you can watch it all again on our website or our YouTube page. And don't forget to keep up with us via our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Theodore Henry. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.